Welcome students to the another video lecture of data structure subject. From this video lecture, we are going to start our second chapter, that is linear data structure. In that linear data structure, we will study about array, stack, queue and list. So let's start with array. So array, all of you know that the array is a bunch of variable with same data type, or we can say array is a consecutive set of memory locations, or we can say array is a set of elements with the same data type in which it will have a linear data structure. So array is a data structure. We define array as a set of pair of index and value. The basic operation of array are storing and retrieving. All of you know that array have two things. First one is index and second one is that's value. Array index always start with a 0 only, and on every index there will be some values of array. So array will store values on that locations, means on that indexes, and we will retrieve that values from that indexes also. So it will have basic two operations, storing and retrieving. Advantages of array. So first of all, elements can be retrieved or stored very efficiently in sequential organization with help of index or memory location. We all know that array index start from 0 and up to it will increment by 1 only. So if our array element are on 0 index, so our next element on the 1 index, our next element onto the third index, so it will have a efficient and sequential organization. All the elements are stored at continuous memory location, hence searching for elements from sequentially organized is easy. Okay, so array have some disadvantages also. So insertion and deletion of elements become complicated due to sequential nature. We can not delete elements from any indexes, so that is a disadvantage of array. So for sorting, or sorry, for storing the data, large continuous free of memory is required. So if we want to store our 100 elements on a particular location, so we will require a large continuous free memory. Memory fragmentation occur if we remove the data randomly. Yes, it can be possible into this array. Now, a representation of array. Array may be of any type, such as integer, character, float, or double, that we have already studied into our C language. So now the syntax of declaring array is data type, name of array, and size. So in that data type, name of array, in size, so integer is our data type, a is our array name, and 10 is our size. So consider this thing that our size will be in this square bracket only, don't use this curly bracket. Okay students, so this is a declaration of array. So first one is a single dimensional array declaration, second one is a multi-dimensional, or we can say a two-dimensional array declaration. But remember just that array declaration will have first data type, second name of array, and third size of array. Okay, so this is the basic declaration or basic representation of array. In that we will study different types of array. First, let's see the one dimensional array. So one dimensional array is a list of element which has same type. So all array will have same type, but it will have only a one dimension. So here we can see that integer a5, so integer is our data type, a is our array name, and 5 is our size. So 5 size suggests that that can have maximum 5 element in it. So we have 5 elements in our array. Our first element is 5, second is 4, third is 3, fourth is 2, and fifth is 1. So our first element will be on our first index, which is 0. So on the A0 index, our element is 5. Our second index means 1 index, A1 is 4, A2 is 3, A3 is 2, and A4 is 5. In this case means if we take our size A5, then we cannot have A5 element. Why? Because our array index starts from 0 and goes to the size minus 1, which is 5 minus 1 means 4. So we can have maximum size of index is 4 here. So this is basic representation of one dimension array. Okay, so let's look to the two dimensional array. In two dimensional array stores value in table or matrix form. For example, array linked list file that we'll see in our next video lectures. But here just consider this, that array will store values in table or matrix form in two-dimensional array. So for representing two-dimensional array, we will have our data type, which is integer, our array name, which is a, and our column index and row index. So we will have here two indexes, means our two sizes 3 and 3. It means we will have 3 rows and 3 columns. First 3 represent the size of row, and second index represent the size of column. These 3 means we will have 3 rows, and these 3 means we will have 3 columns. Okay, so in that case our values are 987654321. So we have stored our value 987654321. So on the basis of that, we can say that on the A00 position, A00, our value is 9. On to position A01, our value is 8. On to position A02, our value is 7. For like our on position A22 means last column and last row, our value is here 1. So this is the basic representation of our two-dimensional array. Next, row or column measure representation. Row measure representation. If the elements are stored in a row-wise manner, then it called row measure representation. If we want to store elements 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, then in a row dimensional array, it will be looks like this. Basically, if you read your elements and it is stored in row wise, so that is a row measure representation. Means if you study 10, 20, 30, so 10, 20, 30, it is in a row, so that is a row measure representation. Second one is our column measure representation. So if we read 10, 20, 30 and that are allocated into column wise, so that will be a column measure representation. Very basic. Again understood, row wise representation, data will store row wise. Column measure representation, data will store in column wise. Okay students. Next is multi-dimensional array. So multi-dimensional arrays examples are given here. So A333 means integer is our data type, A is our array name, and 333 are the sizes of our array. So this is the three-dimensional array. This is also a three-dimensional array with a data type of float. So for the ADT of array, we can say it will have instance, preconditions, and operations. So instance is array A of some size, means we have to declare a size of array. Index I, we will know the index on to the size, and total number of elements in the array. So for declaring array we don't require any preconditions, and array operations will be store, retrieve and display. That we have studied into first slide that arrays main operations are storing and retrieving, but we can also display its elements. So this is a ADT of our array. Okay, so now let's check the applications of array. Applications of array are: ordered list can be represented using array. Okay, the array are also used for representing some sequential data structure such as stack and queue that we will study into another video lecture. And third, array are also used to represent sparse matrix. So these are the applications of array. We can make a sparse matrix using array. So in next video lecture we will study about sparse matrix. Okay, so in this video lecture we have discussed about linear data structure array, size of array, declaration of array, representation of array, and types of array, which are single dimensional array, two dimensional array, and multi-dimensional array. Okay students, so in next video lecture we will focus on sparse matrix. Thank you students.